Hey guys, welcome to church. We have a super exciting morning today. We have our good friend Nathan, who has returned from New Zealand, sharing a bit of his story, a bit of his testimony from the past couple of months with us. So that's going to happen in a few moments' time as he carries on our series that you've seen Sammy do a couple of weeks ago called My Faith, where I want us to talk about our faith stories, our journey in life, our relationship with Jesus, either how we became a Christian or what's been going on in our Christian life. So if you're interested or up for it or think it would be really cool to share, write down your story, share your story on video with us, please get in touch. Like I say, we've had Sam, we've had Nathan, and it'd be good to get some other faces on this screen over the next couple of weeks because it's so important and encouraging to share our story, to share our testimony, to share what we know about Jesus and our relationship and our life with him. It's encouraging for us as we go through it and we remember all the things that God has done, and that's something that in the Bible it tells us to do. Remember what God has done in your life. But also it's encouraging for the people that watch it and hear us because they think, you know what, if God has done that for you, God can do that for me. So if you're up for that, if you're interested in it, please get in touch with me. We would love to be able to record you sharing your testimony. It can be really short, it can be a little longer, or you could go on for ages if you really wanted to, if you've got loads to share. But please, it would be great to do it. So we're going to listen to Nathan now share a little bit, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks we'll be able to see him in person as he comes to join us with some stuff maybe. So guys, enjoy, and thank you for tuning in and watching us this morning. Take care.
Hey guys, my name's Nathan, and for the last 9 months I've been in the exotic land of New Zealand, and it's been so good. So in January I left for a course called Soul Edge, which is a Christian leadership and discipleship gap year program. So my brother did it 2 years ago, and he came back, he was telling me all the stories, and it kind of got me interested in it. So about a year and a half before the course started, I applied and I got into the course. So it was about a year and a half of like just building up excitement, building up expectation and stuff before the actual course started. So I came into Soul Edge and it was so great. We're doing teaching sessions, we're learning so much, we're having worship every day, we're reading our Bible every day. We did some phenomenal adventures, from rock climbing to rafting to mountain biking to just hiking up mountains, and we had so much fun and it was going so well. But it got to a point where it was about 2.5 weeks in, months, 2.5 months in, and we were starting to get ready to go to Vanuatu where our mission phase was going to go, and I felt that God gave me the word that I wasn't finished in New Zealand yet. So we was getting all excited to go to Vanuatu, all excited. However, I felt that God said that my time in New Zealand isn't done yet, and there's still stuff he wants me to do in New Zealand. So naturally you hear that and you're like, oh, what's going on? So I kind of looked at the picture. Well, I looked at the word and tried to fit it into my picture, into what I thought was going to happen. So I was like, does this mean after Vanuatu, maybe I'll come back, maybe I'll do some mission, maybe I'll come back in a year's time to New Zealand, do some more. But week after that, we got the COVID announcement, and basically Soul Edge was over and we weren't going to Vanuatu. So just like that, all that expectation, all the build up to go to mission and to help these people and to teach them the gospel and just to love them, all of that excitement to do that, suddenly with a snap, just gone. So naturally you look at that and you just get disappointed. You just don't know what to do, don't know what's going to happen. You don't have a plan, you didn't prepare for this. So just like that, and we're going into lockdown if we stayed in New Zealand. All the leaders told us that they were advising everyone to go home, basically. They were saying, everyone, try and get on the first flight out of here, or you're not going to be able to get out of here back to England. However, all 12 students and 3 of the leaders decided that we were going to stay in New Zealand and we were going to just see what happens basically, which is, it's so scary when you don't have a plan and you just have to go with it. But it was just gutting really, like, because I've been building up for this, as I say, for like 1.5 years, of excitement, of build up, and just to get like let down like that, kind of felt like, whoa, what's happening here? This is not the plan. This is not what I wanted to do. So I remember we were coming back from the supermarket, so we went to get a weekly shop. We was coming back, and the song "It Is Well" came on. And for those who don't know the lyrics, it talks about through it all, I'll have my eyes on God. It is well with my soul. I will let go of my soul and trust in Him, which is hard sometimes, hard to hear, especially when everything seems to be going like out of whack and just I don't know what's happening. But I remember just sitting in that van with all the other students, and like everyone was just crying, and it was just like, wow, even though we're going through this now, God's still got our best interest. God still has a plan. So once we looked at that and remembered that God has a plan for our lives and that He is always faithful, we then stepped into what God had for us in New Zealand by fixing our eyes on God, and by remembering those truths, we were able to step into the plan that God had prepared for us in New Zealand that we didn't see yet. So we went in without a plan, we didn't know what to do, we had no idea what to do. But God gave us the platform of Instagram, so that, and some of the local youths were looking for videos as they were going into lockdown. So we were able to step into that and to help them with those videos, help them with encouragement, and just show them that like they are still loved, that although everything's going weird and everything's not how it used to be, we could make videos and encourage that to these people that we have never met them. These youths, like, I think 2/3 of them weren't even Christians, but we were able to speak life into their lives still, which is not our mission, it's not the mission we chose, but it's the mission God chose for us and the audience that God chose for us. So we were able to affect these people's lives in a way that we never prepared to do, yet we still could. There were also a couple of young adults about our age who were in the church, and one of them was a Canadian who couldn't get home, the other one couldn't get to North Island to his family. So we had the opportunity to bring them and basically help them, walk alongside them, speak life and encouragement into them. One of them was hardly even a Christian and was still testing her faith. She didn't know what she thought about being Christians. But because we didn't have our plan, and because we didn't go to Vanuatu, we were able to help these people that we could not have done over there. And we were able to influence these two lives and just encourage them. Which, as I say, it wasn't our mission. It was the mission that God chose for us. That by fixing our eyes on God and by following and trusting Him, we were able to help those people, and we were able to really just encourage them and love them and give them food and sit down and just disciple them, which was what our training was for. And it's amazing looking back at those 3 months of the preparation phase, just really helped and trained us to help those people, which we could never have done in our original mission to the same extent. So I guess what I really want to get across, and a really important lesson that I have learned, and through my testimony hopefully you understand, is that although things don't go to plan, although you get disappointed, God always has a plan, and goodness can still come out of that situation. So yeah, there's a little bit of my testimony. I've obviously got loads. I've been away for 9 months, so I've got loads of stories that I'd love to share with you guys. But yeah, so I obviously didn't have time to do that, but I will at some point. Yes, so I hope you get encouraged by this. Yeah, because a lot at the moment, things aren't going to plan. A lot at the moment, things are going just not well, and you're getting disappointed, you're getting let down. But I really hope that through my testimony that you are encouraged and that you realise that goodness can still come out of that situation just by trusting God and trusting that He has a plan for your life. So thank you so much for listening. As this video is coming out, I'm getting out of quarantine, and I should be around. So can't wait to see you guys. Thank you for listening.